The 36th Annual City of Destiny Awards is sponsored by Lift Bridge Coffee, Devour Tacoma Catering, Sierra Hartman, and Host Event Planning.
This song's an original song I wrote called Beyond the Stars. There are stars we see and there are ones beyond the ones we see we know are there. That's what this song talks about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me, yeah, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days, yeah. One more time. Stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me, yeah, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days. Listen. There are stars we see, we can almost touch them. There are ones we can't, don't think much of them. But reality spoke something awesome, so clear to see how much I want those moments of glorious love. Simply 'cause we fly above and we say, stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me, yeah, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days. There are stars we see, we can almost touch them. There are ones we can, don't think much of them. But reality spoke something awesome, so clear to see how much I want those moments of glorious love. Simply 'cause we rise above and we say, stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me, yeah, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days, is what I'm saying. Way beyond the stars, way beyond the stars, where you'll find my space, yeah. Way beyond the stars, way beyond the stars, where you'll find my space, yeah. Way beyond the stars, way beyond the stars, where you'll find my space, yeah. Way beyond the stars, way beyond the stars, where you'll find my space. Stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days. Noah Goldberg on keys. Stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me, yeah, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days. Shoot, 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 shoop, 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 shoop. Stars beyond the stars we see are starting to call out to me. Yeah, yeah. They call me by my family name. I'm taking flight for better days. Thanks, y'all. Love y'all, Tacoma. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the 36th Annual City of Destiny Awards. Tonight we gather for this special celebration to honor those community volunteers and organizations whose outstanding contributions help make Tacoma a better place to live. And now, hosting our program tonight is Rod Kuhn.
Good evening. As you might have guessed, the name of that song that was performed was Beyond the Stars. So what a great group of talented musicians. Let's give, the band is P.O. Box. Let's give them another big round of applause. And I feel like Ed Sullivan when I say, and yes, the band will be back later in the program. They're going to do another great tune. So, welcome to the 36th Annual City of Destiny Awards. I'm glad you are here tonight. Speaking of stars, I think one of the stars of tonight's program is this magnificent and very historic Pantages Theater. It gives me goosebumps to be standing on this stage. This is the first time this event has ever been held here. So I'm going to do a few applause polls during the night. This is the first one. If you've ever been to an event here at the Pantages before, please show it by clapping. Round of applause. Okay. Tonight we're going to be hearing from a lot of stars, adults and youth, groups and individuals who volunteer on a wide range of projects and programs that are truly helping make our City of Destiny a better place to live, work, and play. And I also think that everyone in the audience tonight, in a way, you're a star for just showing up and taking the time to be part of this celebration. Because for the last 2 years, it's been virtual. So we are back in person for the very first time. So give yourselves a round of applause as well. Let me just say a few words about the Pantages in case you're not familiar with it. It opened in January of 1918. At that time, it was a theater for vaudeville acts. It eventually was transformed into a movie theater, first known as the RKO Orpheus and later as the Roxy Theater. On October 18th, 1940, a young actor named Ronald Reagan was here for the premiere of his film, Tugboat Annie Sails Again. And somewhere in this theater, there's a plaque commemorating that. On a personal note, in 1965, this is where I saw the film Help, starring the Beatles. I do not believe there is a plaque commemorating that event anywhere in the theater. Now, the city of Tacoma purchased the building in 1979, and that's when it became known again as the Pantages Theater. Today, it's a great venue for shows, plays, musical acts. Recently, the Temptations were here. I think it was a sellout crowd. And Graham Nash is coming in September. He'll probably come in on the Marrakesh Express. But anyway, enough about the Pantages. Let's shift back to the City of Destiny Awards program, because that's why we're here. As I mentioned, this is the 36th Annual City of Destiny Awards. It was first held back in 1987, and it was actually held in the City Council chambers that first year. So I'm wondering how familiar you are with these awards and this program. So my second applause poll question of the night, have you ever been to a City of Destiny award program before? If you have, please applaud. Okay, we got some rookies in the audience. So I would now like to take a minute to thank our sponsors for tonight's event, Lift Bridge Coffee, Devour Tacoma Catering, Sierra Hartman, and Host Event Planning. So please join me in giving a big round of applause to all those great sponsors. Now, during tonight's ceremony, our City of Destiny Award recipients will receive some beautiful awards that incorporate hand-blown glass created by students at the Hilltop Artists in Residence programs at Jason Lee Middle School. This program started way back in 1994, and in its early days, their glass art involved mostly converting glass Snapple bottles and pop bottles into blown glass drinkware and vases. So trust me, the program's come a long way since then. So let's give a round of applause to all those talented students and teachers who are working on that program. Thank you. And now please join me in welcoming this year's Daffodil Queen, Queen Clara, the 85th Daffodil Festival Queen. She attends Curtis High School. Go Vikings. The Queen also has the title of Miss Congeniality, and I did chat with her earlier. Yes, she did see the movie Miss Congeniality, and she liked it, starring Sandra Bullock. Queen Clara, along with a group of Daffodil Princesses, will be helping with the awards that will be given to our City of Destiny Award recipients this evening. So let's give a round of applause to the Queen and her court there. We'll be seeing more of you soon. And now it is my honor to introduce the Mayor of the City of Tacoma, Victoria Woodards.
Thank you, Rod, and thank you, Rod, for being here for all these years and being a part of this celebration. Good evening, everyone. Oh, you guys don't sound very excited. This is the City of Destiny Awards. Good evening, everyone. It is such an honor to be here tonight in the historic Pantages Theater, to take the opportunity to really celebrate those who give so much back to our community. So often, if you all have ever heard me speak, I say we can't do this work alone, and it takes all of us to make Tacoma be the city that we want it to be, the City of Destiny. And tonight we're going to have an opportunity to honor those who recognize that we all play a part in the success of this city. That there's something that each one of us can do, whether large or small, but if each one of us engages and works on making Tacoma a better place, I have no doubt in my mind that we will continue to see the growth that we've seen, that we will continue to feel the success that we've experienced. And as we come out of this pandemic, to be able to be here tonight back in person, I was talking to Councilmember Hines, and he's like, this is way better than sitting in my living room on my little cell phone, actually filming my message. We actually get to be here in person, and what a great place to be to celebrate this event and the great people that we're honoring tonight together in person. Since 1987, we have had the honor to give awards out to more than 300 outstanding volunteers in our community, to groups and individuals who call the City of Destiny home and who have worked to make it better. And I guarantee you that as we add 10 more people to those roles tonight, and we continue to add people to those roles every single year, that we are so lucky in this city to have so many people who care about this city and the future of this city. I hope tonight that you will sit back and enjoy and help us celebrate all of tonight's City of Destiny honorees. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and we look forward to having a great evening with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor, very much. Now let's get started with the presentations. The first award is in the group category, and the award recipient in that category is the Downtown Tacoma Partnership. Presenting this 2022 City of Destiny Award is City Council Member Kiara Daniels, and accepting the award for the group is David Schrodel.
I am so excited to be here tonight, and my favorite awards are when we get to give, when we get to recognize people that help our city look amazing, our city do things, and people don't even know that it's happening. Those are my favorite things to shine a light on. So tonight, I want to recognize the Downtown Tacoma Partnership. The Downtown Tacoma Partnership Safety and Clean Team supports everyone in downtown Tacoma, including hundreds of businesses, property owners, residents, and visitors. The DTP Safety and Clean Team shows up for any incident. Their response time is under 10 minutes, usually less, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The entire team is usually welcoming with a friendly yet professional demeanor. The safety team, working closely with the Tacoma Police Department, Sound Transit, and others, is always available to respond to a security issue with care and kindness. I will say I've seen that. Walk someone to their car and monitor the streets and buildings downtown, providing both incident response and a proactive support. The Clean Team is responsible for keeping the streets and buildings of downtown Tacoma beautiful. Working in all weather conditions, the DTP Clean Team cleans every downtown street at least once a week, picking up garbage, removing unsightly obstacles, cleaning graffiti, and more. Last year alone, over 120,000 pounds of trash was removed, making our downtown cleaner and safer for everyone. The Downtown Tacoma Partnership has broad impacts on everyone in this city by managing and elevating our public spaces, making downtown safer, and serving as members and ambassadors of our community. It is my pleasure to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award in the group category to the Downtown Tacoma Partnership Safety and Clean Team. Let's give it up. And now I'm bringing on David Shadell to introduce the Clean Team.
Thank you, Councilmember Daniels. Thank you also to the City of Tacoma and the Events and Recognition Committee for awarding Downtown Tacoma Partnership's hardworking, safe, and clean team the City of Destiny Award for Group Project. As a group focused exclusively on making downtown Tacoma amazing, we know how important it is to keep downtown safe, clean, and welcoming for everyone. With me today are two people who have helped downtown thrive over the last few decades. Jim Burgess leads our clean team. He actually started with the Downtown Tacoma Partnership in 1988, cleaning the streets, and continues to do today. As was mentioned, they remove over 120,000 pounds of debris every year and remove over 2,000 graffiti tags every year. We've been fortunate to have Jim with us for all of these years, keeping downtown amazing. Next to Jim is John, who has been leading up our safety team for over 20 years. Under his guidance, the team supports downtown stakeholders by addressing over 4,000 community incidents in a typical year. John sees everything from noise disturbances to people requesting safety escorts as he works to keep public spaces feeling safe. I will just say that if you want stories from the bad old days of downtown Tacoma, these guys have them in spades. With team members like Jim and John, we gladly accept this award and look forward to continuing to serve our community in the years ahead. Thank you.
A great way to start us off tonight. Thank you very much. Youth development is the next category. And this category highlights an individual who has dedicated their life to helping children reach their highest potential. Tonight, this award goes to Robert Joyce. He's got a fan club. Presenting this 2022 City of Destiny Award is Councilmember John Hines.
Yes, as I said to the mayor before this started, it's so much nicer to do this not on my cell phone in my my bedroom. So this evening, we're giving the award for youth development, which is a special place in my heart because as a former high school teacher and football coach, youth development is something I've committed my life to, and it's wonderful to be there this evening with Robert Joyce. Mr. Robert Joyce demonstrates an extraordinary commitment to the youth of his community. Working with youth on a daily basis, both professionally and in a volunteer capacity, Mr. Joyce works to mentor and support students and youth in exceptional ways. In the words of the person that nominated him, he has a way of quickly discerning a youth's individual needs and moves efficiently to provide key information, recommendations, or direction, always with love and compassion. The proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child," embodies his upbringing, shapes his commitment and role as a father and leader, and exemplifies the reason why he has positively impacted so many people's lives. Beyond his official work with youth, Mr. Joyce has coached various sports programs, provided mentoring and childcare services for parents, healthcare providers, and schools, and is also known for delivering meal after meal to individuals in need. His connection to his family, his neighborhood, and the community form the foundation of who he is. Son, brother, father, friend, cousin, community leader, coach, mentor, teacher, employee, business owner, and gifted artist. It is my honor to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Youth Development to Mr. Robert Joyce. Please give him a round of applause.
First of all, I want to thank the City of Tacoma, Mayor Woodards, for this honor, this recognition I'm receiving. Secondly, I want to thank the people who nominated me, most of which were youth that I worked with in the past. It's a privilege to be able to represent your community and help them better enrich their lives over the years. It's a lot of self-gratification in knowing that these people think so much of you to nominate you for such an award. I've worked with youth for a while, starting back in the 70s as an art instructor for the Ujamaa Cultural Recreational Center, which is now the old Beacon Center. The old lighthouse is a senior citizens facility. While I was going to school at TCC, I worked part-time for the center teaching art classes, not knowing or trying to understand the importance of youth having such programs in the city. I really didn't get into youth development until later on. After being in the corporate world for a while, decided to go into youth development. I was in the process of raising my family, and I thought that would be a good pick for me. So I started doing art lessons in elementary schools all over the city, mural projects and so forth. My wife happened to be a in-home daycare provider, and that was my first experience working with groups of youth. And quite an experience. But that really struck me as being very important, especially once I started working with Metro Parks, and as a program specialist, putting together programs for youth. And like I say, a lot of the nominees that nominated for this job or for this award, I worked with, from elementary school all the way through high school, and continue to work with them today. And they're actually in the community it's a lot of self-gratification with me because they're doing the same things that offering the same service I offer to them. they're in the community now as basketball coaches, teachers, and so forth. So I'd just like to, again, thank everyone for this award and let everyone know that youth development work is never done.
One more inspiring story there. Our next category is youth leadership, and this category highlights an individual up to the age of 18 who inspires others to meet a need in our Tacoma community. And today we have two recipients in this category, Isha Hussein and Galvan. Presenting this 2022 City of Destiny Award, we have the mayor back, Mayor Victoria Woodards.
So, Galvan and Isha Hussein are chairs for the Justice and Safety Committee of the Mayor's Youth Commission and are both high school students at Tacoma Public Schools. Heaven is at Sammy, and Isha, is at Lincoln High School. Go Apes. In addition to serving on the Mayor's Youth Commission, they are also members of Seeds of Peace, a local youth-led organization that focuses on bettering their community through service and engagement under the amazing leadership of Farron Johnson. These young leaders formed teams across Tacoma, otherwise known as Project TACT, to create change in Tacoma with a specific focus this year on teens experiencing housing insecurity. They're offering fun ways for teens and their families to connect with each other through food, music, and games, while offering supportive services such as barbers, nail technicians, mental health specialists, clothing drives, and more. During a time when many teenagers and youth were struggling with the effects of the pandemic, academically, mentally, and socially, the increased stress of not knowing where you will sleep, having to change schools, not having access to basic necessities adds additional layers of traumas to students and their families. Isha, having experienced homelessness herself, is driven by being a light for others, making people smile and helping homeless teens and families feel worthy in a world that often looks down on them. Heaven says that she is inspired by her faith and her family. Being a first-generation U.S. citizen and being the first in her family who will attend college, she saw firsthand growing up the lack of resources for many families, including her very own. Together, these amazing youth leaders are making a difference in the lives of many in our community, leading with empathy, giving of their own time, and being a role model for other high school teens who will follow in their footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present Galvan and Isha Hussein with the 2020 City of Destiny Award for Youth Leadership. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am extremely honored to be here today. I would like to thank first God and the City of Tacoma for giving me this recognition. Though in my eyes, this recognition completely belongs to my parents, who continue to set an amazing example of what it means to serve your community. A mis padres que me dan el ejemplo de cómo servir a mi comunidad, les agradezco. And I would also like to thank the amazing adults in my life who took the time to listen to Youth Voice, took the time to listen to what I had to say and put their trust in me. And so I thank the adults who are investing in the youth that are around, that are in Tacoma. I appreciate you, we value you, and I'm so glad to be here. And I, of course, could not have done this without my amazing peer, Isha, who I learned so much from, and she teaches me what it means to serve with grace and kindness. So thank you again.
Ooh, I think I messed it up. I guess I'm just. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. Thank you for this award. Project TAP, Teens Across Tacoma, is very special to me. Our inspiration was to create the organization for the homeless population in the Tacoma, especially while seeing some of our peers struggling, experiencing homelessness in, one moment, sorry. Thank you to everyone for coming out today. Thank you for this award. Project TAT, Teens Across Tacoma, is very special to Heaven and I. Our inspiration was to create the organization because of the homeless population in Tacoma, especially while seeing some of our peers experiencing homelessness, struggling in and outside of school. Project TAT mission is to give hope to the young minds who are experiencing homelessness by bringing awareness to the issues surrounding homelessness. Through our partnership with Tacoma Public Schools and nonprofit organizations, we have successfully brought awareness to teen homelessness. We reach 5% of homeless teens by providing them with food, clothing, and other resources, helping them improve their self-esteem and engagement within their community with Youth Night. Thank you to Tacoma Public Schools, Project TAT leaders who are not here today, Ms. Farron, Alma Mater for letting us host events at their space, Green Trike for nominating us, Seeds of Peace. Thank you to our mentors who have shaped us into the young woman we are today.
Why you should have confidence in the future of the city of Tacoma. Those are two good stories. On to our next award category. The category is Adult Leadership. This year's recipient in the Adult Leadership category is Virginia Basher. Now, Virginia is unable to be here tonight, so accepting the award on her behalf will be her daughter, Cassie Eck. And Councilmember John Hines will present this City of Destiny Award. Come on up.
All right. Working on the timings that aren't on my phone in my house. Okay. So Virginia Basher loves to help people in need and see people happy. Virginia started an online group she named COVID-19 Helping Hands and collected clothes, both for adults and children, and blankets for the homeless and needy in the community. Her online group has 99 people involved from Tacoma, and they are still going strong. In September 2021, she started contacting neighbors and other community members regarding a homeless encampment in her neighborhood of 72nd and East I Street. She got to know them, worked with them, and cleaned up the camp, and with their help and with the people living in the camp, they were able to keep the camp clean. Virginia has also been involved with the encampment under the I-705, leading the cleanup, directing volunteers, and more. She is a member of and has been very involved with Tacoma Safe. She is currently working with city organizations to help place people in housing. She is particularly proud of one woman who moved to a shelter just 2 weeks before her baby was born. That woman is now housed and clean and likely on a path to regain custody of her child. Virginia builds trust and respect among the people living at the encampments. Once homeless for a short time, she wants people to know that most homeless people don't want to be homeless and that there is hope. People just need the support to make the change. It is my pleasure to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Adult Leadership to Virginia Basher. Virginia was unable to join us this evening, so her daughter Cassie is here with us to receive the award.
My siblings and I are so proud of our mom. The way she engages with the community and helped people in need is amazing. She is honored to receive this award and wishes she could be here tonight. We love you, Mom.
Our next category is Equity and Empowerment. Now, the recipient for this year's award in Equity and Empowerment is the Youth Basketball Development League Swish Basketball. Okay. And here are the final four. No. Here to accept this award are David Brown, Barney Williams, and Queena Brown. And presenting the City of Destiny Award is Deputy Mayor Catherine Ushka.
Thank you, and I just want to affirm that this is way better than Zoom. The Youth Basketball Development League and Swish Basketball have been pillars in the community and have impacted the lives of young people for over a decade, the game of basketball. David Brown and Coach Barney Williams started Swish in 2007, and their impact goes beyond sports. Both programs offer a mentorship aspect, serve students who are homeless, in foster care, and are struggling in other ways. They work to give students an outlet and a place to belong. In their own words, kids are only kids once. If they want to play, then let them play. Swish also boasts 275 alumni who have graduated from college, which they are very proud of. Over the years, they have figured out various ways to include community and really serve as a place to call home for many parents and young people. Building authentic relationships with parents and youth is really important to them. David and Barney say that they are inspired every day by each other and everyone involved with YBDL and Swish, who care deeply about the community and the people that they serve. I'm happy to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Equity and Empowerment to the Youth Basketball Development Leagues and Swish Basketball.
First of all, I always get tricked into being a speaker, which I'm not. Sometimes I'm getting forced to do things by these two over here. But sometimes you need people to force you, to bring you to your purpose. And so I appreciate them. So as Barney is my partner, we've been doing this for over like 14 years. We've been on the grind ever since McElvey. So we want to give a special shout out to Tacoma Public Schools for allowing us to continue to use their facilities over the years to help us do what we do for these young men and women. And to add to Queena Brown, who is my wife, who came about 7 to 8 years, she is the engine of the car that we drive. So I want to give a good special shout out to her. And then for the YBDL, I would like the people who work, because I won't say it's a lot of names, to stand up for a quick minute so we can acknowledge you real quick. The people who worked for that, whoever came in there. Yeah, I really appreciate those guys for standing up, because regardless, at the end of the day, without them, it wouldn't be any of us. So being YDL and Swish is two different things. Is one, we have a league that we do that's based on Tacoma, and also our AAU program. And these guys, what we started small with 8 teams, and that was McElvey probably 13 years ago. And now today we host over 60 teams. So just the growth and the perseverance that we did start, the groundwork that me and Barney started. And as for Swish, it's been a long run. 275 plus young men that we have an avenue to help to go to college. And I wouldn't do it with anybody else but these two right here. And we are grateful for the city of Tacoma, and we also grateful for the mayor for having us here tonight to represent and get this reward. And I want to give a special shout out to my mom and dad, because they're here. Yeah, thank you.
want to go out and play basketball. Who's in? Come on. Okay, we are now at the halfway point of our program. Please help me in giving a big round of applause to congratulate the first half of tonight's City of Destiny Award recipient. Inspiring stuff. I would now like to welcome to the stage the chair of the City Events and Recognition Committee, Jessica Johnston. Please give a round of applause for Jessica. Official wave, okay.
Thank you so much, Rod. Thank you, Mayor Woodards, the City Council, and the community of Tacoma. It's a pleasure to be here with you all tonight. The last few years have been a blur for us all, but we've made it this far, and I see a bright future in front of us. Tonight is the first in-person ceremony since I've been chair of the City Events and Recognition Committee. I would like to thank my committee for their hard work and dedication to giving back and recognizing those who are here tonight. It was no easy task for the City Events and Recognition Committee to narrow down our award recipients. It's clear that many of our community members don't act out of shoulds, but out of want-tos. True passion for participating moves mountains. In addition to our 10 awardees being given out, we wanted to give an honorable mention to 3 individuals who have provided outstanding leadership. I've been told to call her the African-American Mother Teresa. Community begins with children. Positive leadership is what waters the soil of the seeds of our youth. Many of our youth aren't given a structured environment to thrive. It takes a strong, nurturing, dedicated leader to gracefully take on the challenges faced by children who have bounced around from home to home. Inez Bruce is our first honorable mention this evening. Inez has been a foster parent with the Behavioral Rehabilitation Services since 2004, caring for children with high-level service needs. Currently, Inez works with the International Foster Care Program and Court-Appointed Special Advocate Program. Inez not only serves our youth, she broke the color and gender lines as serving as a woman in the Air Force, also known as WFA. She was one of the first Black women to be an air traffic controller in the state of Washington, starting in 1971. To this day, Inez provides endless time working with local ministries and volunteering in our community. Please give a round of applause to Inez Bruce. At the beginning of COVID, the Tacoma-Pierce County Chamber of Commerce started the COVID-19 Information Series. This series helped navigate local businesses, big and small, through the many stimulus packages, loan programs, and government grants being offered. But the series progressed to turn into so much more. Tom Pearson founded this information series, and for that, Tom is our second honorable mention. Tom encouraged folks to reach out to each other for help. He helped connect businesses with the appropriate resources to continue to stay afloat. When it felt like we had no leadership in our country during an unprecedented moment, Tom Pearson helped Tacoma's community in more ways than one. Tom recently retired from the Chamber of Commerce, leaving big shoes to fill. He is one of the most dedicated and generous members of our community. Tom will forever be part of the momentum that kept our city moving towards a vibrant future. Tom truly helped encourage us to value our friends, value our family, and value our coworkers. Tom's diligence and efforts are more than appreciated by many. Please help me thank Tom for his dedication. The City Events and Recognition Committee would like to honor Mr. Darrington Forbes as our final honorable mention. Mr. Darrington Forbes was one of the community members responsible for the early years of planning the Dr. Martin Luther King event in Tacoma. He wrote a tribute, Portrait of an American Patriot, to Dr. King that was read in this last year's Martin Luther King celebration. And that first celebration was over 35 years ago, also planned by Mayor Woodards. Mr. Forbes's words were read this year by Michelle Matlock, and photos were shown by Sierra Hartman. Mr. Forbes was a freelance writer, a human rights activist, and many, many other things. In early February of 2022, Mr. Darrington Steve Forbes passed away peacefully. He is survived by his loving wife, Judy. He is still a beloved member of this community, a man of strong faith, and a dear friend to many. Darrington frequently shared with us how proud and grateful he was to contribute his efforts to Tacoma and America. I knew Darrington personally. I got to meet with members of his church and his beautiful wife, who's actually here tonight with their sons. Since this year's program and filming, Darrington and his wife would call me to reflect on the remarkable stories about folks they met over the years. They shared their accounts to inspire me to continue to participate in the movement towards greatness. Darrington frequently shared his optimism for our future and gratitude towards the rising leaders serving the community of Tacoma. We are in what feels like dark times, but we can spread light, hope, and healing as a community. And in Darrington's words, it is fitting that we, as a nation, never cease our search for excellence in America's character and consciousness. You will be missed, Darrington, but your words will forever be with us and help us move forward. Okay. So thank you to our 3 honorable mentions, and now we are going to have more music. So earlier you got to meet our lovely, talented musicians. One of them is a very good friend of mine. I would definitely say he is a community activist and could have been awarded tonight for some of his works. So I do hope that you look him up. But to kind of warm up the crowd and get us going, why don't we tap our feet? Yep. Clap our hands. And welcome back, P.O. Box.
Thanks, y'all. This song is called Navigate. You struck a chord in my progression. You make sense of my obsessions. You're the closest thing I've ever felt to home. And in a sea without a shore, we crave for so much more beyond horizons. Our lives match to the core. Hesitating to navigate, this could mean our fate. Come what may, the size of waves, lest we sail away. I'll explore you inside out. 'Cause there is more to love than what's in the clouds. And there is more to love than what we see. Won't you come navigate the world with me? Now that the moon and the stars are aligned, that's our guide through the night. The same thing goes in the way we grow in time. It'll be alright. Now that the moon and the stars are aligned, that's divine by design. The same thing goes in the way we flow through life. Hesitating to navigate, this could bring our fate. Come what may, the size of waves, lest we sail away. I'll explore you inside out. 'Cause there is more to love than what's in the clouds. And there is more to love than what we see. Won't you come navigate the world with me? Josh Richards on guitar. Yeah, yeah. explore you inside out. 'Cause there is more to love than what's in the clouds. And there is more to love than what we see. Won't you come navigate the world with me? Won't you come navigate the world with me? Won't you come navigate the world with me?
Another great song by a great band. Let's give it up one more time for P.O. Box. Now it's time to navigate back to our award presentations, and the next category is the Individual Award for Disability Advocate. Travis Pope is the recipient of this award. Yes. And presenting this City of Destiny Award is City Council member Kiara Daniels.
This next one, I am so glad that I got to take over. I didn't even know he was getting an award, and I have seen him do so much amazing work that I thought he was being paid for. Turns out he's a volunteer. Okay, I am so excited to introduce Travis Pope. Travis Pope is an amazing human that enriches the lives of many in Tacoma, both in the veteran community and the dance community. In 2017, he agreed to a request from an international dancer and friend, Cabby Mitchell, to be the operations manager and board member for Cabby's passion project, the Tacoma Urban Performing Arts Center, known as Tupac. Although reluctant to take an additional volunteer work due to his existing commitments, Travis became convinced that Tupac needed him. While Cabby died of congestive heart failure that same year, Travis honored his commitment to provide support to the fledgling studio built on the foundations of providing dance opportunities for all students in the Tacoma area. The main reason Travis says yes is I see it as a way to give dancers opportunities that I never had, no matter what color or gender they are. If even one of them succeeds, I've succeeded. Working towards his dream has been no easy task. Travis can volunteer up to 60 to 70 hours per week, depending on the time of year, toward his unpaid position. While his main responsibilities include maintenance, security for students, he can be found building dance stages, working on landscaping, and painting any props needed during the day into the late evening. Travis is also heavily involved in Voices of Courage, formerly Veterans of Color, which is a support and advocacy group for veterans at risk of suicide and depression. During Operation Desert Storm, 110 lives were lost to suicide over a 3-day period, and Travis was part of the Army team tasked with doing body recovery, which impacted him deeply. When he returned to civilian life in 1993 and himself was diagnosed with both physical and mental injuries, he saw there wasn't a good support system for veterans of color who were being treated differently than their service peers. He provides a voice of camaraderie, an ear to listen, as well as advocating at the state level for stronger HIPAA laws. Nowadays, Travis still visits the VA hospital at American Lake regularly, chatting up with withdrawn veterans, as well as making special dates for lunch or coffee for those flagged as at risk for suicide throughout the South Sound area. Travis loves to help people, see kids grow and flourish, and advocate for and support those who need help. It is my honor to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Disability Advocate, the individual, Travis Pope.
At first, I wasn't going to say anything, because I was just still blown away that I'm up on the stage, especially with all these wonderful people that do so much. But as I walk around in the community and talk to people, I feel much better about it. And one of the Vietnam veterans came up the other day and thanked me for always sitting down and having lunch with him and said, he's like, you see me here today because yesterday you gave a damn about what I was going through. So I felt good about this. I was still a little skeptical, still a little scared, but I do this each day because every time I see the face of the person from before means that I'm doing something good, and I can feel good about it. And working with Claire and keeping the promise that Cabby had asked me about years ago, it's been hard at times, but enduring this has made me feel really good about what Tacoma can actually do if presented with things. There are still people that see me as an obstacle to the things they want to do in the Hilltop, but I tell them I'm a very kind and gentle person. So I hope this right here carries along to show you that I work with this school because everybody matters, Black Lives Matter, everything else, and we will continue to grow through this. Thank you.
I get inspired every year I work on this program. I hope you are too. Another great story. Our next award is for economic development, and this award highlights an individual who is doing outstanding work in the very important field of economic development in the city of Tacoma. Sean Durnan is the recipient of tonight's Economic Development Award, and presenting this City of Destiny Award is City Council member Joe Bushnell. Come on down.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Sean Durnan lives through volunteerism, uplifting and supporting youth, and serving at-risk and in-need veterans in our community. In 2010, Sean was transitioning out of the military. A single father, he saw firsthand the need for services for veterans and started his work in 2012. While his own transition is rough, he began serving others in 2016. Nine Line Veteran Services obtained nonprofit status. Since it started, they have served between 38,000 and 52,000 veterans and their families. I'm gonna go off script just a little bit here. Does anybody know what a Nine Line is? Show of hands. Chances are you're probably a veteran, am I right? No? You may be around veterans. So I'm going to kind of explain a little bit what Nine Line actually is and why hearing that and reading about that, about Sean, is so important for at least myself. I served in the Marine Corps for 11 years. A Nine Line is something that you do is when someone has experienced some major trauma out in the battlefield. Someone needs help and they need it right now. You have a card that they give you so you don't remember, you do training on it, and they go through line by line, these 9 lines. And that means that when that 9 line goes out, that there's a bird, a helicopter, that's coming to rescue you and pick you up and pull you out of the worst time of your life. So when I read Nine Line Veteran Services, I know that any other veteran out there will hear that Nine Line is coming for them. So Nine Line is gonna come and help them and support them and take them out of that situation. So when you hear Nine Line Veteran Services, and when I read that here, that's what I think about, and I think that other veterans will hear that. And so that's something that you might not know about. So back to the script. Driven by his own life experiences, Sean wants to change people's lives. He says his work, no one in service is there to get rich, and I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with that. Sean is most proud of the housing and employment programs Nine Line works on affordable housing for formerly homeless veterans, both professionally and as a volunteer. He is passionate about employment training for veterans and also involved in a program for post-incarcerated clients in the city of Tacoma and greater Pierce County areas. Additional accomplishments include the Veteran Resource Fair at the Tacoma Dome, serving over 3,000 to 5,000 military veterans and their families annually, and the Bulldog Program, serving as a positive male role model for Tacoma area youth. Sean is devoted to change, meeting with individuals, discussing needs and trends to best serve families in the South Sound, meeting with state legislators, chairing and supporting social and human service initiatives for the governor's office, and more. He is committed to this local community's youth, veterans and their families, and everyone who calls Tacoma home. It is my pleasure to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Economic Development to Sean Durnan.
So for those of you who don't know, Joe and I may have ran for office at the same time or something. But he's a good guy either way, so it's good. And he's a Marine, but no one's perfect. Sorry, Army, if you couldn't tell, right? So that said, first and foremost, I want to thank the Tacoma City Council and Mayor Woodard for recognizing my team and I at Nine Line. This is a very special moment for me, highlighting the goals and accomplished through the support this city and its leadership have offered us. I am truly grateful for this recognition and support of 10 years of service above self, creating jobs, fighting homelessness, and offering real-life answers for real-life problems for our military veterans and their families. I want to take a moment to recognize my team at Nine Line, staff, management, our amazing board of directors. Veronica, you're here tonight. Thank you. Most importantly, my family. All of you here tonight attending, either virtually or in person. My 3 amazing children, Devin, Lucas, and Maya. She's a little baby you hear in the background in case anyone's curious. And then, of course, my queen, my best friend, and my bride, Stephanie. My dad, mom, my brothers, Kelly, Jeremy, and Josh. Jeremy is the one with the nice hair back there. And, of course, my amazing in-laws, who've always been a rock in my life. Truly in my work, I have never forgotten the sacrifices all of you have made for me. Finally, the city herself. Tacoma has been my home for the better part of 2 decades. From the time serving at Fort Lewis in the U.S. Army, to my own struggles with homelessness, addiction, and compounding losses associated with it. Tacoma watched my team and I build an organization from nothing, creating a bridge for so many who were slipping through the cracks. Recognizing that homelessness, hunger, basic needs, support, and access for services is a regional issue and required a regional answer. We chose to work with our neighbors and local jurisdictions and engage with federal, state, county, city, and local nonprofit leaders to help generate innovative solutions. It is through the support of my tribe, our partners, stakeholders, sponsors, and caring community members that I found and continue to find strength, knowing that I was not alone on the cold nights that I slept in my car, that I was not alone in the harsh days going through my healing from my addiction, and that I wasn't the only one who cared when walking the streets for the homeless point in time counts. Offering direct housing to individuals who looking for a hand up, not a handout. These are not new struggles, and I know that it was through God and love of a community that I was able to create jobs, offer training, and support personal growth for anyone who crossed our doorstep. Tacoma has seen me at my worst, she has seen me at my best, and she continues to teach me lessons. Humility, honor, passion, love, care, and perseverance. Now, for a lot of you tonight, that's the kind of perseverance that allows me to support our military veterans and their families, where the red tape won't. The type of perseverance that never say never, the perseverance that a lot of you drive home those results for. For me, it was for 30,000 military veterans and their families in 10 years. And lastly, the type of perseverance that may not make you the most popular guy at the table. Oh yeah, I hear laughs, don't worry, I know, I see y'all. But the guy who will stay up in the cold with you until 4 a.m., until we have an answer. Sorry, honey. It's never been about success for me. It's been about results. It's never been about being the most liked, the most fundamentally correct, or in this case, the most politically correct. My truth comes from a life lived for others, a promise I made to this community to always put service above self, no matter the cost. These are lessons that I hope, with all my heart, my children carry close to their chests one day. Moral and ethical compasses I hope they allow to shine in this world of chaos that we're experiencing. Guiding a legacy of growth, not only here in the South Sound, Washington State, but across the world. As someone special to me once said, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? Think about it. What can you do to make this world a little better than you got it? With that, I received this award tonight, and truly, I thank you, Tacoma. This award honestly feels like a dream. I feel such depth of gratitude in my heart, knowing how much my work has been acknowledged and received. It's such an honor to accept it, and I dedicate it to everyone who supported this work, one way or another, to the families whose life has changed, and to the impact that it has had on me to continue to be a better man, better friend, mentor, and leader. Thank you all, and God, thank you for your continued blessings on my team, my family, and this amazing city. It is and always will be my life's greatest honor to continue to serve you and your families here in the City of Destiny. Thank you, and God bless.
Momentarily for a microphone adjustment here. Bear with me, please. Okay. We are done with the microphone adjustment.
It is fitting that this next award, Historic Sustainability, is being presented in this very historic Pantages Theater. Points Northeast Historical Society is the recipient of this year's award for Historic Sustainability. And accepting this award are Nancy Bess, the president and chair of the group's board, and Jim Harnish, the group's vice president. Presenting the City of Destiny Award is City Council Member Sarah Rumbaugh.
Good evening. It's actually Sarah Rumbaugh, like you're going to dance, the rumba. Yeah. I'm really proud tonight to be honoring the Points Northeast because I actually live in Northeast Tacoma. And if anyone's ever been out to the Browns Point Lighthouse, how many people have been to the Browns Point Lighthouse? That's what we're talking about tonight. In October 2021, the all-volunteer Points Northeast Historical Society completed a major renovation of the Browns Point Lighthouse, restoring the iconic Art Deco structure to gleaming beauty and historical detail, in a culmination of 3 years of hard work and raising of $150,000. Garnering large-scale grants as well as unifying the local community for in-kind support and donations, Points Northeast tackled long-term structural and aesthetic deterioration of the 1933 building that still serves as a working lighthouse run by the U.S. Coast Guard. They built and replaced historic windows and door, rebuilt the original steps, repainted deteriorating exterior lead painted surfaces, and commissioned replacement for the missing historic lantern, the cupola which originally housed the lighthouse lamp. Along the way, volunteers of the Society drew in the Browns Point community, woohoo, finally celebrating the finished project with a public event that replicated the 1933 dedication, right down to the Stadium High School band and reenactors of the first lighthouse keeper and his wife. Very cool. The lighthouse renovation was the culmination of years of restoration of the park's other historic structures, which Points Northeast maintains and opens for public education and overnight rental. Check Airbnb if you're interested in staying. For many years, Points Northeast has provided cultural and historic learning opportunities for thousands of school children, including mine, and created unforgettable Northwest experiences for school children, park visitors, and tourists. The restoration of this amazing property is a true gift to Tacoma and the entire South Sound. It is my honor to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Historic Preservation to Points Northeast Historical Society.
Thank you for recognizing Points Northeast Historical Society for our recent work on the Browns Point Lighthouse. This organization really began in the 1980s by 3 women from Dash Point who around their dining room table had a vision to preserve the history of their neighborhood. So over the past 35 plus years, this volunteer organization has become a leader for its work in not only restoring the historic buildings at the Browns Point Lighthouse, but also contributing to the preservation of historic sites in Dash Point and collecting and celebrating the story of Browns Point, Dash Point, and Northeast Tacoma. Now we provide the wider public with museum exhibits and informational signage and Saturday docent-led tours of the lighthouse site. We offer field trips for students and seniors and host various annual events. The restored 1903 Lightkeepers Quarters is available as a vacation rental, where visitors from all over the world, from actually every continent, have stayed there, and they become honorary lighthouse keepers. So come and visit and either stay for the day or stay for a week to learn about 120 years of history. The restoration of the lighthouse was truly a collaborative community effort. Funding sources included the Ben Chaney Foundation, Port of Tacoma, Pierce County Preservation, and Tacoma Landmarks Commission. Local community residents and contractors provided a significant cash and in-kind contributions. Metro Parks and the U.S. Coast Guard cooperation was invaluable. Thank you especially to our board of directors and members who regularly provide over 4,000 volunteer hours each year. At $25 an hour, that's like an extra $100,000 in our budget. So they're dedicated to keeping alive the original vision of preserving and making available the history of Dash Point, Browns Point, and Northeast Tacoma. This award reflects the dedication of these past and present volunteers and hopefully will help us recruit future volunteers. Thank you.
Okay, it's time for the final City of Destiny Award category. Come on, microphone. Okay. Our final City of Destiny category tonight is Environmental Sustainability, and this year's award recipient in this category is Celeste Ets-Hokin, and presenting this City of Destiny Award is City Council Member Christina Walker.
Good evening. Celeste Ets-Hokin is a Metro Parks Tacoma volunteer who, in her 3 short years of living in Tacoma, has created and inspired garden restoration in her Allen Park neighborhood. The Allen Park Pollinator Garden, a curvy haven of native and flowering plants on the park's east side, was the first in a series. In 2019, after noting a lack of such plants in her new neighborhood, the Bay Area natives suggested a pollinator garden to Metro Parks and successfully applied for a sustainability small grant from the City of Tacoma Environmental Services. Along with some neighbors, she created beds, laid a mulch path, and planted a mix of pollinator-friendly plants. She and community volunteers spent many hours each week that summer hand-weeding, watering, and topping up the mulch. She also helped guide the Pierce Conservation District in creating an adjoining rain garden for the park and transforming her own back, side, and front yards into pollinator gardens, inspiring other neighbors to do the same. The gardens that Celeste created and inspired provide vital food and habitat support for native species like endangered bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. They reduce water use and filter rain, which is crucial for protecting keystone endangered species such as salmon and orca. Celeste became passionate about the environment when at Berkeley, where she worked on Farm Bill reform as a volunteer intern and became an advocate for native bees and other wildlife crucial for our environment. From California, she moved to Oregon, where she helped the Portland Zoo and also worked with the city of Gresham. Now living in Tacoma, she says of her moves, "I have left a string of bee gardens in my wake." We are very fortunate Celeste has chosen Tacoma to call home. It is my pleasure to present the 2022 City of Destiny Award for Environmental Sustainability to Celeste Ets-Hokin.
Thank you so much, Christina, and to the City of Tacoma for hosting this event and recognizing all the volunteers in this community. I'm technologically challenged, so but I also wanted to recognize and my appreciation for the Sustainability Small Grant Program, which allowed me to develop this project in partnership with Metro Parks, and to the person who nominated me, who is the Media Communications Administrator for Metro Parks, Rosemary Panacanti. But my real partner in crime is sitting right over there, and that's Richard Madison, who is an outreach coordinator for Metro Parks. He told me he didn't want to stand, but he'll wave. He'll wave. He's very shy. And to all the wonderful volunteers who, I couldn't have done this without the volunteers in my community. I go through them quickly, though, so I'm always looking for new victims, volunteers, to help at Elling Park, because the plants still need weeding and watering and pruning, and that will hopefully go forward for a long time. The garden was, developed as a demonstration garden to help people see what they could do in their own backyards and front yards to create habitat for native bees, but in the process also make their own gardens beautiful, and that something that you as homeowners can appreciate, and as well as your neighbors. And it also reduces the use of fertilizer and water, because when you plant pollinator-friendly and native plants, this reduces that need, and also hopefully eliminating pesticides altogether, because that protects our watershed. So it has lots of value to the community and to the homeowner, and we hope that you'll all get in touch. Metro Parks has a chip-in program, and on Metro Parks' website is information about the pollinator garden, and if you'd like to volunteer, just work through that website, and I'll be happy to show you around and put you to work. So, thank you very much.
So that wraps up the award presentation segment of the evening. I've got a few announcements, but first, let's give one more round of applause to all the great stories, all the great recipients of the City of Destiny Awards. If you want to get inspired and have faith in our city, those are 9 reasons you should have it. So thank you for all the volunteer work you're doing. You heard a little bit about the Events and Recognition Committee earlier in the program. There are a number of members of that committee, and if you are on that committee and you are here, please stand and give us a wave. I think 2 or 3 are. Okay, and let's give them a big round of applause, because if it wasn't for their great work, we would not be here tonight, and this program would not exist. I would also like to give a shout out to TV Tacoma. Their crew has been here, I think, probably 9 or 10 hours already. They'll be here long after you've left. They produce a show. All the videos you saw, obviously they did. They're producing a program that will show on TV Tacoma, so you can see this on instant replay in probably another week or so. And if you have friends who are unable to be here tonight, please tell them to tune into TV Tacoma and they can watch this as well. So let's give TV Tacoma a big round of applause. And I also want to give a shout out to 2 short-timers at TV Tacoma. John Miller, who produces this, I think he's worked on it probably for 15 years or more. Lane Fickey, who has been with TV Tacoma, I think for 35, 36 years. Both of them are retiring at the end of this month. And combined, I think they have over 50, 60 years of experience, and they've done amazing programming for TV Tacoma for years and years and years. So let's give both of them a round of applause as well. And give yourselves a round of applause because you took the time out to come down here tonight and be at this program. So I've got one last applause poll. It's a real simple question. If you were born in Tacoma, please applaud. Okay, all right. Which brings me to why I've got a guitar here. I wrote a song. I first played this, I think, in 2009 for the City of Destiny Award. It's a song a little bit about the city, but also I was really inspired by just the people, that the volunteers that are doing great work. So this is really dedicated to them and all the recipients here tonight and those who have won, have been recognized in past years. The song is called Town That I Love, and I hope you enjoy it. This is a town I love. It's a big part of me, yeah. Place where we all belong, sharing a destiny. I was born here so many years ago. It's a place where you can plant a dream and help it grow. For young and old, this town's got many tales to tell. If you've lived here long, the top of the ocean might ring a bell. Well, this is a town I love. It's a big part of me, yeah. A place where we all belong, sharing a destiny. Walk down on rusting ways, salt water on the breeze. We got the Java Jive, we got Frisco Freeze. Sun going down, it's gonna be cool tonight. Stars are out, the Narrows Bridge is shining bright. This is a town I love. It's a big part of me, yeah. A place where we all belong, sharing a destiny. Thanks to all of you who make it a better place. With a helping hand and a smile upon your face. Thanks for your vision and for all the work you do. You're changing the world, and it's all because of you. This is a town I love. It's a big part of me, yeah. Place where we all belong, sharing a destiny. Well, this is a town I love. It's a big part of me. This is the town I love. So thank you very much. And thanks again for being here. I hope you enjoyed the evening.
Excuse me. as the mayor, Rod, you know,
I yield to the honorable mayor.
I get to do whatever I want. Every now and again, I get that. It doesn't happen all the time, but every now and again.
Take it away.
Well, first, would you mind setting the guitar down? Because I can't do what I need to do with you in the center of the stage and me over here. So I'm gonna need you to set that down. And okay, you guys just bear with us for just a second. This is super important. You're in trouble. You better give it to him and get over here, because you are in so much trouble. I know, I see you're walking a little slow. I know it's pretty hard when you don't. That's right, he wanted to come in tennis shoes because he's used to doing this event over Zoom like the rest of us. But he got downstairs tonight and his daughter looked at him and said, "Dad, you cannot go out in those shoes." So he put on his dress shoes just for all of you, and I think in this moment you're gonna be really glad that you did, Rod. Because it is my honor to tell you, not only do you love this town, but this town absolutely loves you. And of all those wonderful things you talked about that are in the city, the one thing you left out is the fact that we are honored every day to have Rod Kuhn live in the city of Tacoma. So, Rod, with that, it is my honor this evening to present you with the 2022 City of Destiny Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm gonna let them clap as long as they want to. Yes, tell him where to get on his mark. So for those of you who don't know the history of Rod Kuhn, please allow me just these few minutes to tell you a little bit about this amazing man who stands next to me. Rod Kuhn has been a force for good in the city of Tacoma for many, many years. A longtime Rotarian, Rod recently retired from the Port of Tacoma after 38 years of working in communications and championing port volunteer events such as crock-pot drives for low-income families, running the United Way campaign, and assembling volunteers for the Emergency Food Network. Born and raised in Tacoma, Rod has always given back to the community in a variety of ways, including, among other things, hosting this very program, the City of Destiny Awards. In 1995, Rod began working with United Way of Pierce County. In 2004, Rod formed a band called Possible Solutions. The band's many shows since helped raise money for United Way and the Emergency Food Network, where he and his wife started volunteering in 2014. And if I'm not mistaken, Rod, I think one year you actually got me to sing with the band. Well, I'm okay, but not as good as you. And in 2008, Rod began volunteering for Habitat for Humanity through the Transportation Club, where he helped organize many volunteer events as a member of their board. In 2020, Rod and some of his bandmates gave a series of local, socially distanced front yard concerts at his home, streaming them live on Facebook with a donation jar out by the road for people passing by, stopping to listen. Through this effort, they not only raised spirits, but also over $7,000 to help EFN fight hunger in the community. Throughout Rod's lifetime, he has always looked for ways to serve. There is no way to know how many people's lives Rod has improved by working to provide our neighbors in need, always with a huge heart. Rod truly exemplifies everything a community member of Tacoma should be: kind, proactive, serving his community with compassion and love, and always ready to help where there is a need. Please help me again congratulate Rod Kuhn on receiving this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
I'm not usually speechless, but I'm pretty damn close. There's a saying that if we all do a little, together we can really do a lot. I just do a little. Everyone here, gives back, and you give back in your own ways. And bless you for doing that, because our community is only as good as the people who live in it and the people who want to improve it. And I know everyone here tonight, in their own way, is dedicated to doing that. I want to call out my family members in a good way. Jesse Kuhn, a talented videographer. Stand up, Jesse, come on. She was once in the Possible Solutions band, playing lead guitar with us. I recorded that song on a CD, Town That I Love, and Kelsey Kuhn, please stand, because the two of them, she plays flute, I'm sorry, I'm all choked up, and Jesse plays clarinet. They played on the album. Tried to talk him into playing here tonight, but they haven't played it in like 7 or 8 years. Kelsey is the one who told me, don't wear tennis shoes, Dad. It's just not respectable. And to the rock of my life, the love of my life, Tracy Kuhn, please stand. She made sure that my tuxedo, that my tie was straight before I left today. So I'm honored. John Miller, wherever you are, you owe me a beer. But thank you, Mayor. This means the world to me, as you might imagine. So I'm honored. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, the show's over. So leaving this aside, I hope you enjoyed the evening. And again, thanks for being here. Another round of applause for all the award recipients. And have a great rest of the evening. All the best to you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching the City of Destiny Awards. If you're interested in serving your community, consider applying for one of the many volunteer committees, boards, and commissions with the City of Tacoma. For more information and to apply, call 253-591-5178 or visit the webpage at cityoftacoma.org/CBC.
So we'll reach for the sky.
The The 36th Annual City of Destiny Awards has been brought to you by Lift Bridge Coffee, Devour Tacoma Catering, Sierra Hartman, and Host Event Planning.